a numerator and a denominator. Now, the denominator represents the total number of patients included in the 90-day period that you choose. And the numerator asks a specific question about those patients included in the denominator, which would be meaningful use. Now, eMedical Notes has included reports to help with this process of identifying these numbers. If you do not believe you have these, please ask our technical support specialist. This is what your report looks like. It's called the Automated Measures Calculation Report. This is our report in eMedical Notes. It was created to help you pull the information needed for the attestation questions. If your office has more than one eligible provider, then you can sort it by provider as well. Also, you can run it by date, which is important because you need to show 90 days of use. Therefore, you can run it by the quarter, or you can fill in the dates manually. Here's a comparison of the two. So you have your meaningful use core measures, which is the question that they're asking you, and then your report in eMedical Notes is going to give you the answer. This calculator will give you results at the end. Once you go through all the CQMs in the calculator, you will be given a score. It will tell you which measures you did not meet meaningful use on. So it will tell you if you failed, and at the top, if you can see that, it will give you how many you missed. The Medicaid attestation is a little different. If you choose to go with Medicaid, a letter will be mailed to your practice. This letter will be mailed out from your state Medicaid program, and it will include instructions on what to do next. You will not need to go any further on the CMS website. So for Medicaid, all you would need to do is register. Once you register, there is nothing else you need to do on Medicaid's website. The next section is EHR Incentive Program Regulations and Notices. This section provides material pertaining to rules and regulations for the incentive. CMS EHR Incentive Programs Listserv. There is a section here with a listserv about the incentive programs. You can subscribe to this listserv for updates and deadlines. And the last section in here is frequently asked questions or facts. This section provides the most frequently asked questions and answers. So if there's anything that you need to know, you can go here and you can actually search for anything that you're looking for on this site. Here are some of the links to some of the websites you're going to need to go. For instance, NIPS, you're going to have to go there in order to get your login and password. So you may want to go there first before you do anything else on the CMS website. Once you obtain that, then you can go to the CMS website and log in with that same user ID and password. Also, if you need to go to CHAMPS, if you're doing Medicaid, you're probably going to want to do that first as well. If you don't know or do not have a CHAMPS login, go to the Michigan State website, and you can go there, or you can email them here. Also, the CMS EHR webpage, that would be the link to their website. Here are phone numbers for you. For instance, for the NIPS MPI enumerator, that is the 1-800 number you can call. If for any reason you do not know your login and password, they can give it to you. However, if you are not able to review that information, then your provider will have to go on there and get that information for you. They will know if you're not able to view that information because they have the names of whoever was on that website last. So you will need to have the provider call and get that information for you if you're not able to do that. Also, the EHR Incentive Program Information Center, they are very helpful. You can call them at that number. The CHAPS provider support, you can call them there. And then, of course, if you have any questions for us, you can go to the contact us page inside of eMedical Notes, or you can call us at that phone number. In conclusion, we went over the instructions on how to start your registration and attestation in 3 steps. We went over the information and questions on the Medicare website, overview of the registration and attestation process and what it means, qualifying for Medicare and Medicaid incentives, and the facts page. In closing, we just want to make sure that you please go to the website and get all this helpful information. It will answer many of your questions. It will help you decide which incentive to choose, and it will help you understand what steps to take in registering and attesting. Now we're going to open it up to questions, and we're going to answer some of your questions right now. The first question is, will we be able to print this all out afterwards? Actually, we will have a link to the presentation for you, so you will be able to access it again if you need to go back through it and follow the steps. So we will have that link up for you shortly, or as soon as possible. The next question we have is about where to place the info for the number in the numerator. Probably the best thing to do would be to give us a call on that so that we can walk you through how to get that info into your report so that all the correct numbers will show up in there. Now keep in mind that you have to be using these measures for 90 days straight. So if your numbers are not showing up in that report, then it's probably because you haven't been on the new measures long enough. So make sure that you are on all of the new eMedical Notes version and that you are using that correctly in the office. If you don't know how to use all of these parameters, then please give us a call. Okay. Have another question about labs. We have numbers in the numerator but nothing in the denominator. Again, you may want to give Isa, who is our technical support, you may want to give him a call and let him know that you do not have any numbers in the denominator for you. So give Isa a call and he can help you out with that. I have another question. It says, when we attest, should the start date be from the time eMedical Notes became certified to 90 days later? Again, you can choose any 90 days you would like. It doesn't have to be when we were certified. I did read that, and I did talk to a Medicare specialist who told me that. So, no, it can be any 90 days that you want to choose, but remember you have to have been on the new version or have those parameters in eMedical Notes. So if you did not have that before, then no, you won't be able to do that. If you do now, then you're going to have to start from the date that you had all of the new measures in eMedical Notes. So the new version of eMedical Notes. When you got that, start with that date and then 90 days out. Next question, are we able to do the EHR incentive and the e-prescribing incentive, or is it one or the other? Yes, it is one or the other. Once you do your attestation and you get approved, that is the most important part, because you can register, you can attest, but you may not meet everything, which is important to do that calculator to make sure you're meeting everything. So once you pass that and then you pass the actual attestation, what happens is once they approve you and they begin EHR incentive payments, they will discontinue your e-prescribing incentive payments. So that is a yes on that. They will absolutely end that. So make sure you keep that in mind. There is no Medicaid calculator. I have a question. Someone asked if we are Medicaid only, is there a calculator for that? I do not believe there is a calculator for that. However, we are going through the Medicaid attestation at this time, and they seem to have a good handle on things. We have been contacted by someone from Medicaid, so if there are any questions that they don't understand, then they will contact your office, whoever is attesting for you. They will contact them and ask them any questions about your office that they may not understand and walk you through the process. So they have been very helpful. So if you start that process and there are any questions they have, they will contact you. Someone is asking, can you do Medicare and Medicaid at the same time? That will be no. You can only pick one or the other. Only hospitals can do Medicare and Medicaid at the same time. The best thing to do would be to do that eligibility calculator that I showed in the beginning of the presentation. Do that and then make sure you decide which one is going to be the best for you. Some people are leaning towards Medicaid, but I'm not going to say which one to go with. Just do that and then weigh everything that each program has to offer and then go from there. Next question. I noticed in our EMR report that our demographics count is low, but I know we put in the demographics. Are we missing something? Is this an all or nothing situation? Yes, you have to record your demographics. So if you are experiencing any problems, then please let us know. It could be on our end or yours. That's one of those questions where it could go either way. You do have to do those demographics, so when your patients come in every time. This has been set by Medicare and Medicaid, so you have to have those demographics in there in order to get the incentive, because that question does come up in your core measures. So if you're having a situation with that, we will be happy to walk you through it and let you know what you might be missing. I have another question that just came up. Is the AMC report